the match is starting. Cooler and Ash, they're about to face off now. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're off with Cooler to begin with as he grabs the yellow there and puts the machine gun into Ash there as Ash grabs that Mega. So very typical start here we're seeing on Lost World even. So.
Yeah, that spawn quite often happens, and sometimes you'll even see a frag because both players will go for an MG fight because they have equal health or whatever. But yeah, so both players pretty good position. Obviously, Cooler better, especially because he has the gun advantage in the LG. So he's just got to move in, maybe kill Ash here, and he is moving in. But LG would have been better. I don't know why he's rocket, but now he has to back off. So yeah, that was just a really poor weapon choice by Cooler there.
Yeah, and suffering, but
nice.
Not suffering enough, it seems. And Ash is going to be the one that goes down. 1-0, and Cooler will actually pick up that red armor as well. Mega's gone, though, so Cooler backs away to yellow. And let's see if he can grab this. There it is. Pretty good shape now for Cooler. And oh, Ash gets pushed into a very bad corner there, and Cooler easily finishes him off. That's going to be 2-0 straight away. Ash is in a troubled spot here. Cooler finds him again with a bit of LG, but Ash, right there, puts some more plasma straight back at Cooler, and Cooler's going to have to fall back onto his big items, but he's got no problem doing that. It's going to be a red and surely a Mega. Things not looking good for Ash.
Yeah, really great plasma though by Ash to sort of push Cooler back. He could have easily died there after Cooler had done a really interesting move to wait at the main platform near rockets for a split second, so Ash spawned in front of him, which worked really, really well, especially getting another frag. So he'll probably be able to dominate the center map and then go for red after he maybe finds out where Ash is, which he's not going to do. So he's just going to go for the red. You probably want to get center map again, just so that he can sort of push Ash away from the rocket launcher and even the LG, depending on where Ash spawned. So he's going to move in.
There he goes.
Should be able to get the frag here.
Oh, those rockets just discarding Ash. Like last week's dinner, Ash is not having a good time with the rockets of Cooler at the moment. Cooler hitting like a madman, and there with the rocket jump up, he's going to spot Ash for a little bit more damage, but mostly trying to deny yellows as he can. But it's going to be Cooler with another red armor.
Yeah, that shotgun fight was interesting. Cooler could have easily died there, and that's where shotgun can be so frustrating, because if you miss your rockets, you sort of underestimate what your opponent can do with shotgun sometimes. So he did manage to do quite a lot of damage, but it hasn't really worked out too well for him, especially considering that he has spawned in front of him again, right off spawn. So Cooler up 6-0. He'll be able to grab the Mega and the red, and then probably rocket jump up to the main platform to cut Ash out when he comes out of LG. No, he's going to go up the jump pad instead. But he still should be able to do lots of damage to Ash coming out of LG if he manages to trap him, which he hasn't managed to do. But yeah, Cooler's still in a great spot.
He certainly is. He's playing it slow and quiet as well as he picks up a cell box. There he finds Ash though, and here comes all the plasma, but it's not just simply not enough. And deluxe rockets from Cooler as he starts to type and receives almost fatal amounts of plasma damage and just getting out of there just in time not to die. And I don't know what he's saying. I don't speak Russian, but I don't know if it was worth almost dying over.
No, I don't think that Cooler is taking the rest of this game too seriously if he's going to do that.
Apparently it meant come on play.
Oh, okay, because he thinks he's not trying or something.
Yeah, it's too easy for Cooler right now. He's throwing out the device to Ash right now.
Well, what's the score in the points for the summit? Maybe he can't make it unless Cooler wins, so he's letting Cooler win. I don't know. Maybe Cooler can't make it unless Cooler wins, and Ash is already going to make it. I don't know.
I think Cooler's in, and I'm pretty sure he's got 22 points right now. He's on 7th place, and with this placement here, he's going to be fine. Ash is on 3rd place with 34 points before the points ready for this tournament, so they're both fine. Yeah.
Anyway, interesting fight for Cooler. He's going to knock Ash away and get the frag again. So this game, if it wasn't already, like, obviously Ash could come back, but playing the way he's playing now, he's got absolutely no chance. So, yeah. Cooler is, again, going to center map, which is what you want to do so often on this map, especially when you have way more stack and all the guns. But he is going to have to go down for Mega, and then probably want to work his way back out to center map again, which he might rocket jump here, and he has. So yeah, he's in a really good spot. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to push in for another frag maybe. LG might have worked better, but doesn't matter anyway. He's probably going to push Ash away from this red. And probably push in himself.
Even a small element of mentor and mentoree right now, because Ash, you know, he's the newer player that Cooler kind of has helped to bring up. And Cooler, you know, he's not afraid of or something like that. And Kula's got so much experience and so on. So Ash, maybe it's a lot harder for Ash to play Kula than it is for Kula to play Ash as well. You can see how Kula looks, like regardless of what Ash is doing, and Kula looks just so confident.
I don't understand why they're playing on 58 ping each when surely in Moscow server they would get both low ping. I don't know. Seems a bit
I
weird.
don't know. This has happened before that we had 2 Russians playing in Spain for a final.
Yep.
So I don't know. I really don't know to be honest.
But anyway, yeah. So Kulu in such a good spot here. I mean, Ash moving in, he's probably going to get the frag, but yeah, that's sort of seemed like Kulu wasn't taking that too seriously, because if he was, he would have backed off or used LG perhaps. But anyway, still Ash going to be able to get the red, move in for Mega. I mean, if he wants to win this map, he has to move in for Mega. He hasn't, so yeah, it's got no chance of coming back.
Yeah, it does seem that Kula is just winning psychologically as well as just actually in the game, just with that 8-0 scoreline, and 4 minutes left now. And do you think there are? What do you generally when you're looking at Kula? Let's say if Kula had Green for DreamHack, like what would be your strategy against him? What do you think about Kula when you're approaching him?
Like I've said before, I don't really focus on who I'm playing. I just focus on my own game. I find that's much better, because if you're overthinking what your opponent's going to do and then they don't do something, then you can find yourself in trouble. Whereas if you just play to your strengths and your game, then no matter what, you're going to be in a good spot, because you know your own game better than you know their game. So you're going to be in a good spot. So I wouldn't really. I just think about the maps. That's all I would like to think about, is what maps he would beat me on, what maps I might have a better chance on. So if I was playing Kula, I'd probably want to ban ZTN DM13, and it works well that his stronger maps are probably my weaker maps, so it makes it like a no-brainer. So it makes it so simple to choose maps against him. You'd want to play the newer maps like, I don't know, Toxicity or Hectic, or not Hectic, Cure, or even Sinister. But yeah, simply because he wouldn't know them as well as what you might, and he's better at the other ones than what he is at them, so it just makes sense.
Alright, so it seems that Ash has actually managed to put himself on the board with 2 frags. He's going to catch Cooler here on upper level as well, but gets pushed back by the Lightning Gun. And Ash has run out of cells for his, but finds Cooler over at the Mega Health, pulls out the Plasma for the finish, and does manage to get it, but the cost is high. He has not much armor or health or ammunition left over after that affair, and he will manage to get himself in a pretty healthy state after though. And there is Cooler again off the jump pad, so Ash should have another frag here, and Cooler, oh no, Cooler using the corner there, he's hiding behind it. Expert play from Cooler, and it actually, makes it really easy for him. 79-14, Ash, his comeback trail kind of halted there, and there's the next Mega for Cooler. So as you said, if Ash had any chance, it would have been right there, because now it's just too much to ask. It really is.
6 frags on this map with a guy delaying spawns is impossible. I mean, I don't play this map enough as much as what I should, but you still know that it's so difficult. I mean, it's so difficult on any map, but especially one like this where off spawn, if a guy has one gun and he can get to a corner, then he's so hard to attack. Even if it's like only plasma or a shotgun, it can still be difficult. But especially if they have rockets. So like Ash, where Ash is right now, it's so hard to attack a guy, even if he only has rockets, because there's so many corners they can, back around. So it's so hard to get rack up frags. I mean, even though he has managed to get one, and there's still 1:20 to go, so you might think that it was feasible for him to actually be winning. But if Cooler takes this seriously, it's like there's absolutely no chance. So yeah, so Cooler can easily just run and grab the Mega and do whatever he wants really, and Ash is not going to be able to make up the frags. So yeah, this game is over, and we're going to move on to the next map, which will be...
I don't know. Missed the whole map selection process as we were in break, and I actually... Do you wonder... Do you think this was just kind of like a brain fart for Ash? Do you think he's going to show us better games in the next
I think
maps?
he got off to a bad start, and then he sort of compounded that by going aggressive, which pretty much never works on this map. So... Yeah, he found himself in a lot of bad spots. I mean, the initial spawns were... Cooler had the opportunity to get the frag with the LG, but he decided to use rockets, which was a bit of a fail, but he still managed to get up to the top yellow and hit a rocket anyway, which was excellent play anyway, so it didn't really matter. And from there, he pretty much rode that to victory, really. He played pretty ABC standard from there.
All right, so let's see if Ash can actually bring this back, because that was not good enough. It was not good enough at all against
No,
Cooler.
it
And
wasn't.
even Cooler is sat there as typing like, "Come on, play."
Yeah.
In Russian. At least that's what I was informed. So I assume that they didn't feed me.
So maybe
wrong
Cooler wants
information,
some more
but-
tests before the almighty Cypher.
Yeah, exactly. He needs a really good warm up. Ash needs to put up much more of a fight. Going to Cure now as well, it seems. So Cure, definitely a great map for Ash. He practices this one a lot. I think he really likes it. So this should be a lot more comfortable for him. I mean, even if he gets in a hard spot, he's going to probably feel a lot more comfortable in moving out of it. Because I know in Lost World sometimes, especially as like back when I was a Lost World player as well, when I played it back in the days, that for me it was like hardest map. It was the hardest map to like get back on sometimes, and it required the most patience.
I don't play it enough to really comment, but I don't like it. So,
but here we go.
Yeah, this map will do better for Ash, and he has got an excellent spawn. I think he's already made a mistake that he didn't go rail first. I think going rail first is much better, because if you go rail first, if they get like a shotgun spawn, or they go LG first and then go for Mega, you can do heaps of damage with rail, like 2 rails. But he has managed to pull out okay anyway. He still wants to go and get the rail right now before Cooler comes across, so he's got to watch. He is doing the right thing here, making sure Cooler's not there before he goes for it. So he is going for it now, so that's perfect play. And he's just got to set up to do damage on this Mega, on this red rather, and actually push in. So he's got to make a decision. Has decided to back off, and I hate when stuff happens.
Missing every rocket, Ash, and now Cooler is definitely in the lead on the stacks. Things aren't looking too good for Ash all of a sudden, but oh, there's a great rocket there. No, look at the switch with the railgun. Just brutal there. That just came out of nowhere, and Ash actually just, I don't know what that even was, but nice little rocket there, but Ash returns with the rail. Things are looking good now for Ash, but Cooler just chiming right back in with those rockets of his own, and that's 8 points of health that Ash escapes that situation with. Just madness. Absolute madness.
Yeah, the frag that Ash got was Cooler going sort of greedy, which I think was actually the right play, to go and take the yellow and then Mega, but Ash went super aggressive and obviously took a massive risk and caught Cooler off guard and managed to go rocket rail, so it did work out for him. But now he's in a pretty bad position, especially if Cooler has rail, which he does now. So okay, it's really important that he hit that, because if he didn't, Cooler would have come for another shot and probably hit it and taken Mega. So it's interesting for Ash that he should be able to get on to this and then move in for red. So this is going to be a tough fight for him, but he can't. Oh, Cooler actually deciding to back away. Don't know where he's going, maybe LG, which is okay as well, I guess. So Cooler probably doing the right thing there and not trying to fight for the red, because he was significantly outstacked. Or maybe he wasn't, because I'm going on his health now and he actually had quite a lot. So maybe that was just a mistake from Cooler. I don't know.
And we'll see how this turns out. Ash is armor. He's looking really quite nice at the moment. 60% rail on him too, so he's definitely connecting. There he finds Cooler, some LG. Cooler wants to commit to this fight, it seems like. And Ash dropping in for the yellow mid-fight. That's quite a strong statement there from Ash. And Cooler, he might just try and finish him off right here. That rocket is so strong, but misses the follow-up rail. This opens up this red armor here for Ash, who had better positioning out of the fight. But Cooler now, he's in such a weird spot now. Mega's up on the spot, but he cannot get his hands on it. Goes for the rocket jump up, and Ash wasn't looking. And that's going to be Cooler now out of this situation. But I don't know if he's out of the woods yet. That was quite a precarious one.
Cooler's still in a decent spot, especially because he's going to be able to fight for this red. Probably not now that he took that. He needs to get there a little bit quicker. Yeah, and he's still pushing his luck. Not going to work out. He should die here. And yeah, he has died. So Ash almost got maybe the wrong weapon choice in using Plasma, because it's so risky. But it has worked out anyway. And now he's just got to go back, get the 50 bubble, and set up for Mega. Maybe even try to deny the rail, which maybe if he waited there for a split second longer, he would have been able to do. But he should be able to move in for red anyway. And it's so much time that maybe go through the teleporter here and push Cooler away, which he has done now. So Cooler has to back away here. He can't fight for this.
There it is.
Probably die here.
LG engagement perfect here for Ash. Good damage out there. Cooler cannot hit with the rockets from that angle. And Ash now falls back. No damage received for him as he goes through the teleporter there. Grabs that green along the way, and the yellow too. So Ash is setting himself up for the next fight, and hopefully on the next fight for Ash, he's going to take Cooler down. Yeah,
that was pretty weak LG there by Ash. I would have expected higher from a player of his ability, but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just Cooler's monstrous dodging that everyone always talks about, and maybe just managed to pull him out of there. So So no, it was still, even no matter how good the dodging was, I would have expected Ash to have got the frag there. And it was sort of really important for Cooler that he didn't die there, because now Cooler is actually in a not a bad spot. He has so much armor. I think especially that Ash won't actually predict him to have this much armor, so it'll even work. It'll be even better for him. And Ash just ran past Cooler there. Sort of, I don't know, maybe he was zooming. But anyway, Cooler especially now going to grab the red, so he's on a really great stack here, and it's going to be hard for Ash to sort of get this mega cheaply. I mean, it's probably going to be a big fight over it. So yeah.
Here you go. There's the drop from Cooler. Receives so much lightning from Ash. Cooler tries to defend though, but he's not looking too good in this. Ash still with fantastic position, but the rail bats Ash all the way back there to that yellow armor. Ash misses the pickup of the yellow along the way, and that, this is so risky here for Ash. He's in such a bad spot, but can he manage to kind of wile his way out of this one? Looks like he does manage to do so. Stabilizes with 75 armor, but as I switch over to Cooler, we can see he's waiting above here, around this corner. But great opening up with that fight from Ash with the rocket there. Cooler's going to think twice, but there is the rail as well. Ash is in a lot of trouble if Cooler hits that one more rail. And oh, and there he hits it, and Cooler takes him down. Ash, he's going to get caught off the spawn with the perfect lightning gun of Cooler. It is a tied game, and Ash, oh dear.
Yeah, and wasn't in such a good position, then sort of took a fight that he didn't really want. I mean, he did so much damage with the LG at Mega, but then he pushed his luck going for a rail, and he actually got hit and didn't hit the rail. So maybe he would have been better off not going for that, and then just taking that and going back to red and taking that. But instead he went for the shot, which probably would have enabled him to get the kill, but then he missed, and then enabled Cooler to actually get the red. So Cooler now in such a great position. He's just got to get onto this Mega, which he should do. Even if he takes a rail, he's still in a good spot. He'll want to go back for that green armor though, eventually, especially now that he realizes that Ash has taken the yellow. So he'll probably grab the green armor and then move in for the red. So he has done that now, and he should defend the red from up high, which is perfect positioning. And Ash has got to back away. So I wouldn't mind Cooler going to the railgun after this to get a few more slugs, which he might do. Okay, he has decided not to. There is more slugs over here though, if he knows about them, which he obviously doesn't, because they're right next to him and he's not grabbing them. But yeah, so it's still good for Cooler. He's still in a good position here. He just needs to maybe get into this Mega room, which he has done without taking too much damage. And yeah, he's got to grab Mega, then quickly rush to red, or just go red first and push Ash away. So he's got to make a decision.
Oh, look at that.
Red first.
Yeah, nice interception.
Against it.
That was really good by Cooler. He knew very much that Ash wanted to get that damage in there as Cooler went for the Mega, but ended up that Cooler with that play kind of lost the least amount of health that he could have done, and a great hit from Cooler. But Ash doesn't seem too perturbed by that. He does seem to want to take the fight, and here it is. Ash does pull out the lightning gun, but Cooler with the drop, they're trying to make things awkward for Ash. Finally coming back into the fight with the LG, and that's going to be the frag for Cooler as Ash now falls behind. 3-2 now for Cooler as Mega's coming up, and Cooler knows it. And there is no weapons for Ash at all, denying that lightning gun is Cooler. No lightning gun for you, Ash, I'm afraid. And this is looking fantastic now for the Russian legend as he marches forwards to the next red armor. But is Ash going to challenge for this?
I doubt it. If Ash challenges for this and he dies, it's pretty much game over. So I wouldn't advise him going for it, but he has, and he probably will die now. Switch to LG, Cooler, yeah, nice. Or great plasma. Just got to.
Oh, wow. He manages to make it happen.
Yeah, maybe Cooler would have been better off if he had pushed in with the LG rather than sit back and try to finish him off, because he would have got him. He would have only got one rocket off probably. But yeah, really excellent rockets there by Ash. And now, sort of pushing in off the spawn is risky, and it now leaves Cooler in a good position, because although its score's tied, he should be able to get the Mega and then maybe force his way onto the next yellow. But he actually thinks red's up, so yeah, mistiming here, and it's going to put him in a lot of trouble. Although Ash actually backing away because he doesn't have enough health. Maybe he thought that Cooler had already grabbed the Mega, I'm not sure. But going to be a fight over this yellow, and then move into red. Okay, no fight actually. So yeah, Ash doing the right. Oh, he's so weak. I didn't realize Ash only had 24 health. So probably going to be a fight over this red, because Cooler will want this, and Ash will probably do well to back away actually. Oh no, he's going to go steal it. So that's. Yeah, mistiming by Cooler maybe, although he didn't really know when it was up anyway. An excellent rail by Ash, so clutch. So yeah, Cooler in not really a great spot, especially thinking that red is still up.
Here goes Ash now. Can he find the Cooler? And he creeps around the corner here, and he desperately wants to see it there. No, not quite there, but Ash still looking, searching, and there finally he finds Cooler, the offender. He wants to take him in, and Ash right there. Oh, just missing the flick shot there as Cooler jumps back over after taking the Mega, but Ash, he wants the perfect engagement. It's a tied game. He knows this could go to overtime. He needs to win this map, or Cooler is going to just go straight through to the finals against Cypher. Ash is slowing it down. He's taking it slow.
This is really nice by Cooler that he's got so much stack and armor, health and armor, that he's now going to be able to fight for the red. Even though from such a negative position as down here, he should be able to force Ash away. So probably should get the frag or big rockets by Ash. That's so important. And it has actually managed him to sort of push Cooler away, which is really excellent. Big fight here, might be to the death. It'll be interesting. Both players probably thinking they're going to win it, and both players so weak now. The next sort of shot is going to win this. So Ash is going to move in for the yellow, which is going to put him in such a good position here. So Cooler's probably going to want to force overtime here. He's not really going to be able to fight for the next red, so he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's got to put his, skates on and just plus back here. But he is actually going to move in, so interesting. Oh, such great damage. He could move in here and then maybe get the frag beforehand, but has got Ash trapped.
Oh, Cooler's going to go in, but Ash hits the clutch rail. Right, oh my goodness, that was ridiculous there from Ash. That was just the definition of clutch right there. Had he missed that, Cooler surely would have been able to take him down with the LG. And that's going to be it right at the end. He manages to put it to a decider. Phrase, color me impressed.
Both players going for such a risky fight.
Oh, yeah.
Cooler thought he had the best of it, and he even thought that it was so good for him that he would drop down to the 25 bubble. And Ash hit such a clutch rail. I mean, you don't get much clutcher than, if you hit, you win, and if you miss, you lose. So yeah, that's really clutch rail by Ash. It was sort of interesting that he wanted to go for red and then get caught in there. And Cooler, I didn't think that Cooler would actually go for the damage on the red. I thought he would just back off and be happy with overtime, but he decided that he wanted to go for the frag. So moving into Sinister, this is another new map that Cooler might not have as much experience on. So this is really important for Ash that he obviously won that map. Obviously, because if he didn't win that, he would have been out, but even more so because he can win this map as well.
I was really surprised because Cooler, usually we see, I think you put it kind of well there, like Cooler had a situation where he thought it was so good for him, and usually in those spots we see Cooler just play it super safe, just go over overtime and be like, okay, the longer this goes on, the more likely I am to win. Instead of going for any kind of risk, he likes to play like that, even if it's just a one frag difference. And we see that from Cooler a lot, but that one situation, like you said, it was one of those spots where it's just too tempting. Like this just looks too good. Players. Yeah,
it's interesting that Ash was actually better served by the fact that he took so much damage. If he hadn't have taken any damage, then Cooler would have just backed off. But Cooler had done so much damage that he thought that he could move in, and Ash hit the most crucial shot of the whole game. So it sort of worked out that Ash had taken so much damage, although obviously it doesn't really make sense that it would be beneficial for you to be weaker, but in that case, it was one of those weird cases where it was. So yeah, moving into this map, I'd expect Cooler to probably win that. I mean, he did get a little unlucky at times in that map. And this is sort of his a map that might favour the way he likes to play, that slow sort of controlling game. So, well, it'd be interesting to see who wins, of course, though.
Definitely. So, Sinister, map number 3, the winner will play against Cypher in the grand final here. And, of course, next weekend we have the finale for the full season. And we're moving ever closer to Christmas. Are you looking forward to Christmas in England?
Christmas this year is not going to be as nice because my girlfriend's dad's not here, so he's like the one who hosts the Christmas party, so the Christmas sort of lunch and all that. So I'm not sure what we're going to do this time, but because my brother's gone, but I'm going to be home by then as well. So it'll be my 3rd Christmas away from home in 3 years. So yeah, it's not as nice as what it is at home, but a bit different. You have different traditions here in England, such as turkey. Whereas we don't have turkey at Christmas. That seems like really weird, but
I thought I'd be the guy to say it. I'm sure someone would have said it. What do you have in Australia?
Well, I'm not sure if it's just us, but we usually have like a roast pork or like a roast chicken and pork or something like that. Not turkey. Turkey's just not nice. But
you don't like turkey?
No, I don't like it that much. No, it's too dry.
It can be. Yeah, you just need someone who's good enough to cook it, I think.
To cook it,
You need some mad skills to cook turkey well, I guess. Either way, we're waiting for Cooler and Ash to get ready whilst we're talking about Christmas dinner. And it looks like Ash is taking a moment before jumping into Sinister. And, I mean, so far he's not shown me anything really to doubt that he can do this on Sinister against Cooler. I mean,
can't say that I've seen either of these players play that much on this map, if at all. As I've said before, I don't really watch FACEIT unless I'm in Europe, and even then I was only watching this because I knew that I was going to be casting. So I just wanted to see how everyone was playing. But yeah, so I haven't seen any of these players play on any of the maps, really. Obviously, I've seen Cooler play because, you know, if I've ever watched Quake at a LAN or whatever, Cooler's probably,
he's probably there.
Most likely been there. So you've seen him, but I've never really seen Ash, so I don't really know how he plays. But he obviously has such a solid game to make so many finals and do so well. So yeah, and he even played well on that last one. He had some moments where he could have done a little bit better, and he obviously he won the map, so you can't really complain too much. But yeah, I mean, he had his moments, and Cooler had his, and then it came down to the last fight. Both players thought it was too good to be true, and Ash came out on top, I guess. So yeah,
and here we
to
go.
this final map.
The players are getting live here. It is Sinister map number 3 between Cooler and Ash to fight over the spot in the grand finals of the 8th Sunday Cup of the full season. And they are fighting for that spot against Cypher as well. The true test. There can't be any greater one than the DreamHack Winter 2013 champion. And here we are with Cooler to begin with as he spies that LG. This is quite the trap. And it's going to go very well for Cooler. Works. Hook, line, and sinker there for Cooler. Oh my god, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, this is such a map that clean first frag there can work so good, because the other guy is going to be forced into really sort of playing such a defensive game that they're not really going to be able to get much in terms of even guns. I mean, the guns are all in pretty, except for the rocket launcher, all in pretty vulnerable positions. So yeah, see, Ash sort of in a lot of trouble already. I mean, he's got a plus back, maybe grab the LG here. Okay, he did the right thing and probably not go for the LG, so I probably would have died there. As I said, go for the LG. So yeah, he's done really well for himself here. He's just got to make sure that he can get this yellow, and he's not going to be able to. So took a risk and sticking around for the yellow. Didn't work out. Got to slow down the game still. Well, he has actually paused the match. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's him lagging or me lagging, but I think it's him.
It is,
yeah.
I think, him as well.
Yeah.
So he has back into it.
He's got to slow down the game, like what he was doing there, but not take such a risk as to wait at an item. So yeah, going for this rail is risky, but it has worked out for him. Maybe not. He's taking a rail, and now he's going to die. So yeah, going for the rail was risky.
The beginning of this game is just basically picture perfect for Cooler. It is a Kodak moment with those rails, and Cooler, you know, he couldn't have asked for anything better. And now with the red up on the spot, it's going to be such a terrible move for Ash if he can't even go for it. He can't go for the Mega either. He can't, like, going for yellows is kind of risky at the moment, as Cooler's just all over the map. There's a nice cycle on these items. Cooler does spot Ash picking up that yellow, but unable to find the angle onto that shot. But soon enough, I'm sure Cooler will find him.
Ash's biggest problem now is still the fact that he doesn't have LG. As much as his stack is bad, not having LG is worse for him right now. So he just needs to maybe get onto that. I mean, Cooler is at the reds. Oh, wow. See, exactly. The fact that he doesn't have LG is forced him to be owned there. If he had LG, he would have been better off. But yeah, so that's terrible. What you don't want is exactly what's happened, where you've gone down 3-0, you've managed to do well, get yourself on a bit of stack, and then you die again for free. So yeah, that's puts you in such a bad mindset, as well as the fact that you're in a really bad position as well, because you're sort of thinking, oh no, there's nothing I can do, you know, whenever I get stack, he's there and he kills me. So yeah, it's going to be so hard for Ash. He needs to plus back a little bit better than what he's been doing so far.
And there you go, great rockets connected from Cooler once again. Ash, he is just getting walked all over by Cooler, his Russian counterpart, as Cooler is now 5-0 up. And here goes Ash for that lightning gun, but he's also going to find Cooler is there waiting right next to it, and it's starting to look a little bit like map number 1 with these two, where Ash was unable to really get it going, where Cooler typed to Ash, you know, come on, start playing, man, because this is not good enough. And here it is. Bit of dancing.
I was going to say, the only way he's going to get a frag here is a telefrag. I think Coolers would just be better off just going straight for the red here. I mean, not really worrying about that, because now it's enabled Ash to get on Mega. Whereas if he sort of had just, you know, taken the risk, gone for red, and then followed him through the teleporter, then he would have been able to get to the Mega in time as well. So this is Ash's opportunity. If Ash dies again here cheap, it's going to be, well, it's pretty much impossible from there, because you're going to be 7-0 down. I mean, there is still 5 minutes, so it's not impossible, but oh wow, clutch rail. You're going to be 7-0 down and in a terrible position. It's not exactly ideal, obviously. So, yeah, Ash is going to take another risk and just wait here. And same as last time, he's just going to die. So, yeah, this is terrible for him. He hasn't been able to do any damage, get onto any items, or get any guns. So he's really played kind of averagely so far.
Finds Ash again. Lightning gun to rockets. And Ash it doesn't even look like he can put up a fight at the moment at all. And Cooler is pretty low right there, but Ash just cannot connect the shots. And 60% rail for Cooler, 33% LG. You know, he's hitting a lot. He is running the map well. He doesn't look like he's phased in the slightest against Ash. The confidence is just dripping off of Cooler. And I mean, that's, you know, what he's known for. You know, just a very confident player. And there he goes for the drop here on the Mega. There is Ash with the drop as well. Ash actually picks it up mid-fight, but the damage is so excruciating there for Ash. But he does manage to connect that rail and opening up the red armor.
Yeah, this is his first good opportunity the whole game, really, to sort of able to get on the board. So he really needs to make the advantage of this and get kill Cooler before he can stack up. So Cooler's actually already on a decent stack already, 70, 150. So he probably would have been well off to attack there, because the most important thing is about killing a guy in this sort of situation is not really that you've got him killed, it's the fact that when he spawns, he has no guns. So when you have no guns, you can't really be attacked. So you'll see Cooler on 100-100 here. He will be so hard for Ash to actually attack, because the guns that he has, obviously the 3 major ones, make it so that, you know, you're so hard to attack because you can use all 3 guns. So from no position are you very, very vulnerable. So it's going to be so hard for Ash to even get a frag, let alone rack up 8, which he needs.
Let's see if he can do anything here, though. I mean, 8-0 is a big ask on Sinister with 5 minutes to go against Cooler. And Ash, I will switch over to him now. Oh no, maybe not, because Cooler's here with the defense with that lightning gun. Ash just dropping straight onto him. It's perfection there for Cooler. And that is just too easy. And there goes Ash off the spawn with the rockets. And Cooler's really low, but Ash can't find him. And he does manage to get through the telly, pick up 225s. He's got the angle, looking for the shot. Oh, and he hits it as well. Just ridiculousness from Cooler.
This is what I was talking about with the guns. I mean, if Cooler didn't have LG, he would have been easy to attack there when Ash dropped on him, and he would have got the frag. But Cooler had LG, obviously, so he was hard to attack. And then, even though Ash killed or got him so vulnerable, Cooler could still use his gun advantage to be able to stop him from getting the red for free when he managed to hit a nice rail that sort of slowed Ash down a lot. So it's really the guns that are so important, just as much as the stack. So especially now Cooler has 80, 130. This game's pretty much over with 4 minutes, unless Ash can sort of get a lucky frag and sort of surprise Cooler and kill him straight away, which, even though he has surprised Cooler a little bit here, I mean, the Cooler stack is so good that he's actually managed to do so much damage. I mean, this is his opportunity, though. He needs to sort of just go full attack here and get a couple of frags. So then, even if Cooler does find a way to slow down the game, it won't be 8 frags, it will only be 6 or 5. So he really needs to just attack after he grabs this Mega.
There's a nice Mega pickup there for Ash. And time is not on his side, as you so aptly pointed out there. And there's Ash jumping over to the red. And no Cooler to be found just yet. A bit more health picked up by Ash and the armor as well. Ash has got everything he needs except Cooler in his clutches. So that's what he's trying to accomplish right now. But so far, Cooler, you know, it's as if he's just not on the map. Like he found a secret corridor or a secret door or something like that, and he's just went through it and shut it right behind him. And Ash, it's like he's in warm-up mode right now. It really is. I can't see. Where is Cooler? Just from Ash's perspective, how does this feel like as a player?
Yeah,
I mean, you saw a rail, but not Cooler.
Yeah, it's so frustrating when the player can play defensively and not be seen, because then when you do see them, generally they're in like a corridor when you sort of think, I don't really want to attack, but you know, I've got to, so I'm just going to go for it. But now with only 2 minutes 20, I mean, even if you do get a frag, it's like impossible to get 8 in this time, especially on this map where you can spawn on the other side of the map and have a gun straight away. But yeah, Ash bringing out his gauntlet, he knows it's over, so it should be Cooler Cypher Grand Final, which is, I think, is what most fans would have wanted to see.
Yeah.
Simply because the rivalry and, you know, the sort of status of both players, you know. So, yeah, I guess it's good for the fans that Cooler has managed to win this one after coming back. I mean, he played this one so perfectly from the start. He got a really nice trap at the start.
Yeah, that was
sort of rode that to
beautiful.
victory.
That trap was just gorgeous. Yeah, and I think, as you said, like, most people definitely would have expected this, not just only as the fan favorite matchup, but also I think, like, after we saw Cooler play against Pavel, I think it was, like, really clear that Cooler really deserved to make that final today with the form that he had.
Yep.
And with this match, yeah, 8 frags to go in a minute and a half. Definitely not going to happen there. There's Cooler with the, might even catch another kill there. There's Ashes unable to do much, but Cooler and Cypher. I mean, do you have any insights, anything you want to say, any predictions? What do you think about this game that we're going to see for the grand finals today?
Well, I'm not sure what the pings will be, but I'm sure if they're both like a good ping, then it's gonna be a good game. But I think that Cypher will have the edge simply because he's been playing a lot more than Cooler, and I think that his fighting is just so good that even though Cooler's such a great player, I think that he might struggle a little bit. I mean, it'll be interesting to say the least, especially on these new maps. So I'm not sure how well Cooler plays them or how well even Cypher can play them comparatively to Cooler. But I'd say that Cypher will win probably 3-1 or 3-0, I would say.
3-1 or 3-0 for Cypher. Interesting.
I think he's just playing so well right now that he's so hard to beat.
All right. Damn it, I gotta make a prediction now. Right. God, it's pretty tough. I'm gonna go with 3-0 for Cypher actually, just because I kind of echo your sentiments, I think. But we'll see. I mean, it is Cooler. Like there's no doubt about it. It's Cooler, so it's hard to really ever count him out. But definitely Cypher's looking really good. And I mean, it does really seem that he is so motivated after his new sponsorship as well. I think that's added so much security in his mind. Like, like when he plays Quake, it's just doesn't have to worry about anything. Like, is it the right choice? Well, you've already got a sponsor. Like, you're already supported fully. Like, you don't have to worry about anything.
It's definitely a positive because then you sort of know that no matter what happens, you'll be able to make it to the tournaments. You won't feel like you're wasting all your time practicing. Like if you practice heaps and then you can't go. So it just makes you feel a lot more secure in what you want to do. I mean, with someone like me, I don't play them a game. I've never played the game for money, or I've always only ever played for fun. So it doesn't bother me that I don't have a sponsor or anything like that. But for someone like Cypher, who obviously at one stage especially would have been playing the game solely for money as well as enjoyment, obviously, but majority of the time he was thinking about the money when he was playing, that it matters a lot to him. So it's really excellent that he has that sponsor to sort of back him up. So it's really good for Quake, I guess, as a whole.
Definitely,
the top players have it.
It's we always need Cypher there, and so thanks to Titan for picking him up. And guys, we'll go to a quick break. When we come back, of course, we'll have the grand finals, Cooler versus Cypher. Tweet about it, bring more eyes. We'll see you right after this for that insane match.
Should be low pings, I guess.
Welcome back, guys. It is, of course, the FACEIT Sunday Cup. It's the 8th one. It's the last one of the full season. And next week we have the finale. But for now, we've got Cooler and we've got Cypher. These guys are ready to battle it out, all for our viewing pleasure. And it's going to be pretty good. Fraser, looking forward to this.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm expecting Cypher to win, but obviously I want to see good games, so 3-2 would be perfect no matter who wins. Obviously that's ideal. That's what I thought was really so great about the DreamHack final, that it was such a clutch final. I mean, the last map wasn't as close as what it could have been, but it was such a good final. So that's what you always want to see in a final. So hopefully this map can be 3-2, but I would expect Cypher to win it in probably 3 or 4 maps.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty sick. I think Cypher's... I don't know, it's I said 3-0, but I'm kind of regretting it now. I don't know. I just don't know. Either way, guys, you can tweet using the hashtag QL Sunday Cup, or I think that's what we're using, or Sunday Cup works as well. Just use Sunday Cup. Sunday Cup, that's the one. Use that one, hashtag Sunday Cup, and you can let us know who you think will win with a vote, and let us know your thoughts. Create a discussion, do whatever you want. We'd love to hear from you and get involved. And I'm going to go with Cypher. I think it's I think everyone else is. But it was such a shame not to see Kula at the event. I think that was the biggest blow for most people, was the fact that Kula wasn't there. I mean,
Yeah.
for you, Fraze, like that had to be very disappointing as a player.
I don't really read too much as a player into who's going, but as a spectator point of view, then yeah, it was sad that all the greatest players couldn't be there, especially someone with the sort of reputation of Cooler. But I think the event was really good anyway. Obviously, especially for the spectators, it would have been better if Cooler and maybe even Strengths and those sort of guys were there.
Yeah, Kula and
But
Strengths, indeed.
from the players' perspective, I guess the more good players there, the worse it is for you because then it's harder for you to win. So,
But wouldn't you have loved to play Kula on stage or have the opportunity?
Of course, you want to play all the players. Yeah, that's true. But I don't really think that you don't think about it too much, especially someone like Cooler, who I never really expected him to go anyway, just because, it's Cooler. He's so mysterious. You know, I don't think anyone would have guaranteed that he was going. Like, no one would have bet their life that they knew that he was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Rafa, you knew that he was going to go. Of course, he was going to go. He says he's going to go. He's going to go. But with Cooler, he's a bit older. Has a bit more stuff going on. So it's not always certain that he's going to. It was never certain that he was going to go. So I wasn't too disappointed about it myself, but I know a lot of fans would have been. So that's why I was disappointed about it.
How was it playing on stage, by the way?
Different, I guess. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking. I think the first two games that I had on there was a bit more difficult. The Demon one is bad that it was on stage because it's such a crucial game for both of us. But then the Tox one, it's just like, well, this guy has bashed so many noobs at LAN that, like, on stage, it's just like, you see him and it's just like he's ice cold. He's fine.
Oh, he loves
stage
it.
Doesn't bother him. In fact, he probably plays better on it.
Yeah, he loves it more.
The third game versus Sparty was the one that I felt really good on, but I just couldn't pull through, I guess. So, yeah, but it was such a good experience. I learned a lot of weaknesses in my game and obviously my strengths if I had any. So it was interesting, and I should be able to do better in the next one because I'm already trying to work on the things that I needed to work on.
Do you have a notebook with all the points?
Not a notebook, but I made a mental note because I especially spoke to Rafa and also a little bit to Dahang about what maybe I could do to improve. And they obviously know a lot about Quake.
Yeah. So what did they say? I'm sure many people want to know.
I'll just leave that just between me and them.
Oh, come on.
Well, the biggest one was timing, and the rest of it I'll just leave between me and them then.
Oh, I'm disappointed. You might get called on the ESL forums for this.
Okay,
so be prepared. Because people will want to know if you it's like the whole pizza box thing for Avec, the sacred pizza box.
Speaking of which, before on VSR, before we do the final, I just wanted to say that I was going to do this stream. I posted about it today, but my internet here is not good enough to really stream. So I'm going to still be making the content that I said I was going to make to people, if anyone had seen that. But it will probably be in the form of like VODs or uploads instead of actually streaming. So I just wanted to let people know that I'm still going to be doing that.
Yeah, you should build your YouTube audience, man.
Yeah.
That's a great place to go. Looks like I'm not sure what's happening here with Cypher and Kula. I don't read Russian, so I think they're switching
Cypher had
servers.
95 ping, whereas Kula had 5, so that wasn't exactly fair. So they're gonna switch servers, I think.
All right, so it's server switching shenanigans here from the Russians, and although I don't know if I should probably say the Russian and the Belarusian. I don't know if it's fair to say they're both. I don't know. Anyway, are there any more notable things that you want to talk about from DreamHack? Anything that really stood out to you, about the experience or about playing?
Just how before the event, I was sort of thinking I never want to do this again because I was a little bit nervous and it was just such a long way to go. And I know I wasn't going just for the event because I'm obviously spending time here anyway. But it was kind of nerve-wracking and
stressful.
And all that, but.
Okay, you're just talking about your internet being a bit dodgy. I think we just experienced that on the stream there. Could you repeat what you just said? Because it just completely broke up. I don't know if you can... Okay, there you go. You're good.
Okay, I was just saying that when you got to the event, you realized that everyone was exactly like you. They just wanted to play Quake, have a good time. And all the guys were so nice. And it was just such a good event that you would definitely want to go again and definitely improve on your performances at LAN. So it was really good. I think next time I'll be better prepared for any malfunctions that could go on. Perhaps.
Oh, yeah, your keyboard, yeah. I remember that,
things like that you'll be better prepared for.
Stole our keyboard, the casting keyboard.
Yes, I did, yeah. And it was actually kind of good. So I didn't know. But yeah, so you learn from things like that, I guess, and improve upon them for next time. Your preparedness.
So who was the coolest person then that you met, or the most surprising guy that you maybe had played against him online? He was like a dick or something, and then you go real life, and he's super nice buying you
I never played against the guy, but I thought that from interviews and anything I'd seen that Dahang would be quite shy and not really want to talk that much. But then when we got on so well, it was just I talked to him for like Cameron and I talked to him for quite a long time. So it was like he was a really awesome guy.
Yeah.
And then I got on so well with Etty, Zayn, those sort of guys. I got on quite well with them. We actually went on the night out with them, and it was really fun. And yeah, everyone was really cool. So it was really fun.
Good stuff. So I'm trying to like drag this out as much as possible because we're having these delays. So okay, what else can I ask you about DreamHack? I'm not sure. Maybe you can ask yourself a question. I don't know if that's probably cheating. I don't know. Can you think of anything you want to say?
You should say that, but then that would be like me, like the camera interview that people were talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Asked about his arm or something like that. So maybe I could ask about Cam's arm. What happened there? But I already know.
Actually, so speaking of you and your brother, like when I first saw you guys, was like,
yep.
So you guys look very similar.
Yeah, not too similar. I think I wouldn't like to say it, but I'm a little bit fatter than he is. So yeah, I guess other than that, we would have looked more similar when we were younger, but now it's like not as similar. So yeah.
Because it took me like a little bit of actually like focusing a little bit to be like, okay, this one's Praise, this one's Camera, like straight away when I first like met you. I was like, crap.
I've since had a haircut, so it's quite short now. So
yeah.
You could tell the difference a lot easier now, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, but you're not twins or anything.
We are, yeah. We're
twins. Okay, then that makes that complete sense.
Okay. Well,
I just got exposed on stream.
The fact that we're actually triplets because there's 3 of us. But the third one doesn't look like us, and he used to play Quake, but now he doesn't. And he was never into Duel, so yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it is quite.
That is actually amazing. All right, I don't know where to go from there, really.
Speaking of which, it's good to see England getting thrashed in the cricket. I know you're not into it.
Yeah, I'm not really into cricket, though.
Aussies dominating England, so that's always nice to see as well.
But you know, with cricket, like it's one of the most watched sports there is.
Yeah,
because
there's
like huge
a
in
billion
India.
Indians who watch it. So yeah, it's a great sport. I love cricket. It's my favourite sport for sure.
It's long. It really takes ages, man.
Yeah,
the opposite of Quake.
Days. Yeah, Quake 10 minutes, cricket 5 days.
Definitely. Guys, I think we're going to hit up a very quick break here because the guys are taking ages on switching servers and stuff. We don't want to keep you guys like listening to me and Praise talk about whatever like comes to mind. So we'll hit up a very fast break. We'll be back very shortly with the grand final.